let's get to what the media was talking about in advance of the Elon Musk and Trump Twitter space, because of course they were trying to just like downplay it or denigrate it to the extent that they could before it even happened. Here's that, what's her name? Casey, whatever. This chick on CNN is trying to say that Twitter is basically a dumpster fire of misinformation.
Rise as a Trump backer comes as X has turned into a haven for the spread of misinformation. Since buying the site almost 2 years ago, Musk's site has struggled to control it on topics ranging from the election to the assassination attempt against Trump. Sometimes the bad information has been boosted by Musk himself.
I mean, how dare they?
This coming from CNN.
Right.
I mean, the audacity. You guys
know.
Russia.
Yeah.
Seriously, suck it. Like Twitter is a forum for misinformation. Okay, CNN, take all the seats. I don't think you get to say that. Plus, listen, Twitter is not a news organization. It's like they're trying to treat it as such. Like somehow it's some sort of journalistic entity. It's not. It's a town square is what it is. Exactly. And we're allowed to share things in the town square because this is America, lady. And we can do that. And for some reason, these commies want to shut that down because they're exactly that. You know, it's crazy how that works.
Well, she also had on some chick to talk about like previewing what they thought this conversation with Musk and Trump would go like. And here's what this lady said.
Yeah. What do you expect out of this conversation that we're going to see tonight on Twitter?
Well, for one, I think it's going to be a very lighthearted conversation because Elon Musk has come out and endorsed Donald Trump. I expect this to be like a bromance type of an interview where they're supporting each other. I think that Elon Musk will let Donald Trump speak all of the falsehoods and misinformation that he wants. I mean, he's not a journalist. It's not his job necessarily. Does he want to be fact checking all of the information? So I think it's just a platform for Donald Trump to come out and say whatever he wants. But the thing to remember, Cassie, is like the interview audience here is what Donald Trump needs. You see JD Vance going on Face the Nation, right? Sunday shows, traditional media, because he needs to get his name out there. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump's going the opposite route, right? He's talking to streamers and podcasters. He's going on X. He wants to rally up that sort of fringe online base. That's what Donald Trump is doing here tonight.
Well,
it's fringe, you guys.
Super fringe.
You guys are fringe. There's all the people who like listen to podcasts and are out there listening to alternative media are considered fringe now. If you don't listen to the mainstream media and the propaganda machine that is the MSM, you're fringe. Isn't it crazy how they're using that word?
Yeah, I mean, and why do they consider streamers like
fringe.
Regular kid? I don't know why they would consider them fringe. That's a whole humongous audience to tap into.
Well, I mean, let them do it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let them do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because as Linda Yaccarino pointed out, this was before the space started. She said, before you tune in, here's some data about who is on the platform. In the United States alone, 37 million Democrats, 32 million Republicans, and 34 million swing voters. So it's an audience. And that I don't think is just fringe. Mm-hmm. It's interesting that there's more Democrats and more swing voters than Republicans.
I totally find that interesting too. I can't believe there are that many swing voters.
I know, right?
And what the hell?
How they have that information, I'm not sure. Like,
exactly.
They poll literally everybody on Twitter. I don't know, but that's what they say. There's a News Nation clip also, and I don't know who these people are, but they're on News Nation also previewing the space, talking about whether or not it moves the needle at all or will move the needle. And here is that conversation.
But what about tonight, Elon Musk and Trump? What would you say?
Connell, I agree with Tia that overall Musk can have an impact. His money, his influence in the culture, the fact that he owns Twitter or X. But I don't think the interview tonight is going to make that much difference. I don't think it's going to move the needle that much, if for no other reason than this. In my 15 or so years on Twitter, what I have found is that the most polarized part of the electorate is the part that's on Twitter, right? Yes. The people that are in the middle, the swing voters, the people between the 45-yard lines are moved by certain voices and issues, but not by what goes on a day-to-day basis on the site X.
Yeah. No.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, but I
We'll
don't know,
see.
but I do like Trump's strategy in all this. I do appreciate the fact that he is reaching out on socials and that he is talking to like the alternative news sources and the streamers. It's what we've been pushing since we started Chicks on the Right.
Yeah.
We've been like, this is what Republicans have to do, and he's doing it. So I applaud him for his strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the more exposure he gets on these types of platforms, that's only, I don't see how that's a bad thing.
Yeah. Moreover, he's not afraid to still go on the MSM propaganda channels. He's not afraid to do anything.
Do you think MSNBC has ever invited him to do an interview?
Probably not, because they don't want him to come, because they're like, he's misinformation and we can't have him on here. I mean, as you recall, Rachel Maddow, when, you know, they shut him down when he would do a speech, they're like, well, we can't show him, you know,
Right.
we can't show him because he's, are you kidding me? He's our nominee. He's our guy. And they refuse to show him. So they're the commies that don't want him on. But if he, obviously he's going to be doing an ABC debate, and you know that debate is going to be in every way, shape, or form in favor of Kamala. It's literally going to be, hi, we're going to be like baby birding it. They're going to be chewing up the food and like spitting it in Kamala's mouth. That's how they're going to be doing it with her. And then they're going to be treating him like absolute garbage. We see how George Stephanopoulos treats him.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, but he's not afraid. Trump is like, I'll do it. I'll totally go. Kamala would never do that.
Well,
Never.
and I wish at some point when Rachel, you know, pans away from a rally in progress because they don't want to spread false information, I wish somebody would have an opportunity to say to her, do you stop interviews when Joe Biden repeats that very fine people hoax? Do you ever shut down the interview? Do you ever block it from showing because he is spreading false information? It's such bullshit the way that they do that.
Yeah. Well, as we all know, it's two-tiered in this country.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
They have their own set of rules, and then we actually have rules. I mean, by saying they have their own set of rules, they have none. There are no rules for them. But we have very, very strict rules because we're Republicans and conservatives, and we have to live by those rules, which are ridiculous, and they move the goalposts every single day. It's not fair.
It is not fair. And just know that if God forbid we have to deal with a Kamala presidency, or even if we don't, right now the markets are so crazy. The housing market could take a tumble at any point. We're in so much debt that it doesn't even matter if Trump becomes president. There's so much that cannot be undone in terms of our entire financial apparatus. And so if you are relying on the market, if you have all of your eggs in one basket when it comes to retirement, please don't do that. Please think about protecting your savings. Learn the role that precious metals like gold can play in your overall savings strategy. You can get a free information kit from our friends at Birch Gold by just texting the word chicks to 989898. And you can diversify like an old IRA, an old 401k account for no money out of pocket whatsoever. You can convert it into an IRA that's it's backed by actual physical gold or silver. And these are things that always retain their value, even when the market is doing what the market does. So if it's not familiar territory for you and you want to learn more about it, there's absolutely no obligation. When you text the word chicks to 989898, all that's going to happen is that you're going to get a free information kit where you can read it and digest it. It's very easy to understand. And then you can decide if it's for you or not for you, but at least you'll have the information. So again, it's Birch Gold. Text the word chicks to 989898. Now, some people like Claire McCaskill, who is just one of the shrillest of the harpies, very upset that Elon was going to host Trump on his platform and doesn't even really understand why the government has any ties to Elon whatsoever. Here is her freaking out about satellites.
What should the Pentagon be doing with the fact that we're buying satellites from Elon Musk? I mean, really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy to me that there are educated people that don't see how desperate and sick Donald Trump really is.
Well, because he is the one that isn't he the one that NASA screwed up? And I think it's because of Boeing, because NASA is responsible for those people. I think they're supposed to be in space for 8 days and they're stuck there for 28 or something like that. And Elon's the one that had to go in and save them. So
I mean, to act as though the government shouldn't be buying satellites from Elon, one of the
it's ridiculous.
smartest men on the
That's what I'm saying.
planet.
It's so stupid. Like,
Oh
what are
my
you going
God.
to do? What are you going to do, Claire? Are you going to do it? Are you smart enough to do that? I mean, this is the thing. He's a brilliant guy. So that's why the government is like, hey, can you help us with this? That's why, Claire, because you're not smart enough to do it. People like Elon. Yeah, Claire. Because people like Elon are. So what are you going to do? Cut him off? I mean, it's unbelievable.
Look at her insane face. She's just rabid.